Ladies and gentlemen, gather around the virtual campfire as we embark on a journey to a land of golden dunes, starry nights, and a people who have etched their mark on the pages of time. Welcome to another episode of Timeless Sagas. I'm your guide on this historical adventure. Today, we shall delve into the fascinating world of the Bedouin, a nomadic people who have not just survived but thrived in the harsh deserts of Arabia for thousands of years. Their incredible story is one of resilience, wisdom, and an unparalleled connection to the land and elements. You might be asking yourself, who exactly are the Bedouin? Well, that's a great question, and to answer it, we'll have to go back to the dawn of their civilization. The name Bedouin is derived from the Arabic word Badawi, which means dwellers of the desert. These tribes were born out of necessity and resourcefulness, as they learned to overcome the trials and tribulations of the unforgiving desert. But, you might be wondering, how did they manage to survive in such a harsh environment? Well, the Bedouin had a secret weapon, one that played an essential role in their survival: the camel. These majestic creatures were not just a means of transportation, but also a source of sustenance. The Bedouin relied on camels for their milk, meat, and even their excrement, which served as fuel for fires. Talk about an all-in-one survival package. Now, let's move on to the Bedouin's social structure. It was, and still is, built on the foundation of tribalism. Each tribe was led by a sheikh, a wise and respected elder who made decisions for the betterment of the tribe. Loyalty to the tribe was of utmost importance, as were the customs of hospitality and protection. In fact, the Bedouin had a code of honor known as as-safar, which dictated that any traveler seeking shelter and protection would be granted it, even if they were an enemy. Speaking of enemies, let's talk about conflicts in the Bedouin world. Much like the Wild West, the desert was a hotbed of feuds and skirmishes. It wasn't uncommon for tribes to engage in battles over resources, territory, or even matters of honor. These battles were fierce, but they were also governed by a strict code of conduct, similar to the chivalry of medieval knights. Now, while the Bedouin were known for their combat prowess, they were also renowned for their poetry. That's right, these hardened warriors had a soft spot for the written word. Poetry was a vital part of their culture and served as a means of entertainment, education, and communication. It was through poetry that the Bedouin expressed their love, grief, and aspirations. It was also a means of preserving their history and passing it down through the generations. In fact, one of the most famous pre-Islamic Arab poets was a Bedouin woman named Al-Kanza. She was known for her elegiac poetry, which mourned the loss of her brothers in battle. Her works were so powerful and moving that they continue to be revered to this day. Now, let's fast forward to the 7th century when the sands of Arabia witnessed the birth of a new religion, Islam. The Bedouin played a crucial role in the early spread of Islam, as they were among the first to embrace the message of the Prophet Muhammad. And it was the Bedouins' mastery of camel warfare that helped the Muslim armies achieve many of their early victories. However, the rise of Islam also brought about a significant change in Bedouin society. As Islam spread and cities began to develop, the Bedouins started to settle down, trading their nomadic ways for a more sedentary lifestyle. This shift marked the beginning of the end for the traditional Bedouin way of life, but it also marked the start of a new chapter, as their rich culture began to merge with the burgeoning Islamic civilization. But fear not, my friends, for the Bedouin spirit has never truly vanished. Even today, you can find pockets of Bedouin tribes scattered across the Arabian Peninsula, North Africa, and the Middle East. While they may have traded their camels for SUVs and their tents for modern homes, their connection to their roots remains strong. In fact, a perfect example of this is the annual King Abdulaziz Camel Festival in Saudi Arabia, where thousands of camels and their Bedouin owners come together to celebrate their shared heritage. It's a stunning display of the enduring bond between the Bedouin and their beloved camels. So, what can we learn from the Bedouin and their timeless saga? For one, their story teaches us the importance of adaptation. These desert dwellers mastered the art of survival by learning to work with the environment, not against it. They also remind us of the power of community, as their tribal structure and code of honor allowed them to thrive in a place where individualism would have led to certain doom. But perhaps the most poignant lesson we can take from the Bedouin is that of resilience. Their journey through the sands of time has been marked by countless challenges and upheavals, yet they have never allowed themselves to be swept away by the winds of change. Instead, they have held on to their heritage and identity, ensuring that their story continues to be told for generations to come. And with that, my fellow travelers, we must bid farewell to the land of the Bedouin and their enchanting tales. I hope you've enjoyed this journey through time, and perhaps even found a bit of inspiration from these desert-dwelling poets, warriors, and survivors. Until next time, this has been Timeless Sagas, your favorite portal to the past.